This is Michi Hoyer and welcome to today's driving instructor session with Ben Clausen, who is happy to be my first ever customer in this kind of format. So, talking about Ben Clausen just very shortly, he has been doing a lot of sim racing in terms of gaming, more or less, or he has been a lot of arcade stuff doing. So he has been racing on a controller, now found his way into sim racing altogether. And I got the pleasure to get him a little bit more deeply into rFactor 2. He has bought the rFactor 2 just that week and has done a phenomenal 500 kilometer achievement already there on the Steam achievements. So he definitely knows how to a little bit drive that Formula Renault 3.5 as we're going to do some practice around Silverstone circuit. And if I'm not mistaken, he's still trying to get him some coffee. Otherwise, I'm just noting I'm gonna be there. So I'm here if you need me, Ben.
Yeah, just a second. Just making a cup of coffee and then we'll be back.
Okay, perfect. So the reason why I have chosen Silverstone and the kart track combination is basically he preferred an open wheeler to get more into sim racing. His usual liking or his usual favorite racetrack would have been Zandvoort. However, the Renault 3.5, which I propose being a good learning car, it's a little bit tricky around Zandvoort. I mean, we both tried it, and I actually thought it would have been easier for him to get started in this rFactor 2 right here. So today's session is going to be about his driving, a tiny little bit of setup work, very just basics, and we're going to try get him into the 48s, 47s, thereabouts.
So that's better.
Sure, Ben. So before we go on with anything weird, so to say, I just want you to go out, drive 1 or 2 laps so you can get used to the stuff and I can actually monitor your driving firsthand.
Yeah, no worries.
So that is very important for me right now, since while he's driving, I can have a look at his lines, I can have a look at his behavior and see where he might be able to improve.
The brakes are not the same anymore. Just a second. Put down the brake pressure again.
Okay. Also, if it helps you, put on the ABS for now. This is just about...
It was just fine. It was doing quite consistent, like 3 or 4 laps without much or any mistakes. So it was actually not too bad.
Okay. By the way, don't feel pressurized or something. Just do whatever you do, and we will keep working from there on. We're gonna do it step by step. No worries.
No worries. Let's see. Let's try that again. You come on. Oh, my.
It's all fine. You will get a good learning process from that. Just keep going. Alright, that's enough for the minute. I've taken some notes on what I saw, and I would like to go with you back to the pits, do some little tiny adjustments to the setup, just that you have a little bit more stability, and then go out with you on the track in pit limiter and show you something and also explain you something while driving. Just let me mount my wheel real quick. So when driving in pit limiter right now with him,
this is the difference between traction control low and traction control off. While I'm spinning out the back wheels.
Yeah, you can also put on traction control for now if you like. I'm gonna actually do the very same, so we're talking about same things. On the setup, I would like you to go to the suspension settings.
Yeah.
And put the right height in the rear, 2 clicks higher. So rear suspension, it says, right height a little higher.
Rear suspension, right height.
Put it to 44 millimeters.
Okay.
And also put the packers to 10 millimeters.
Packers to 10.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the front anti-roll bar, that is already maxed out, sadly. Now we're gonna keep that.
Okay.
And yeah, that's about it for the moment. What is your maximal brake pedal force?
Where did I set it to? I think I set it to 68 at the moment.
68. Okay. Keep it there, and if you want, you can move the brake bias to 56. That makes your braking a little bit more easy because you were locking up the rears, especially when going into turn 6.
Okay.
So before we go out, I would like to share what I've just seen. In general, you do know the track. I can see that for sure. Don't hesitate to turn your wheel, especially in turn 3 and 4. You're not. I mean, when you go out of the pits, you are almost full locked to the right-hand side in order to exit the pits. Especially when being in low-speed corners, don't hesitate to make use of that wheel range, because that will get you quicker around turn 3 and turn 4. That's for sure. Also, you should focus a little bit more on slowing down before the corner, so being on throttle inside the actual corner already. I will explain a little bit more about that towards the end of the session, as it will become apparent of what I mean. Other than that, I have noted the setup changes we did. I would advise we just go out, keep on the speed limiter for the entire 1 or 2 laps, and I will talk you through the one or other section. And make sure to simply follow me really close, like put 1 or 2 car lengths between each other, so that you can see where I'm going to, though. So I'm currently waiting for you in the pits. And despite we will go really slowly, that gives me the time to really explain things about this racetrack and things about the driving lines and stuff. So
yeah, no worries.
So we're gonna stick with those 100. Close a little bit more up to me. Right. Okay, so when you're closed up, here we go. Turn 3. You want to stay very much to the inside, not go too wide, because you want to have a good entry into 4, and you go in the outside, slow down heavily, turn the wheel a lot, and then you can focus a lot on your exit. Very important for racing means slow in, fast out. That is some kind of proverb in racing, which means you focus a lot on the exit, because when you go to a long straight like this one, like the old start finish straight and the back straight when we're going down Hanger Straight, This is where it all matters about top speed. For this corner here, you stay a lot here in the middle before actually going towards that curb in the end. And you're gonna stay somewhat middle right here. Because what happens here, you go a little wide and slow down the car entirely, and then you pitch your nose inside here and you're already full throttle at that point when I moved away from you there. So that is a very good way to maximize the exit speed out of that corner to go really quick around here. So when you now come down towards Copse Corner, I mean, you did that really good. It is nearly flat out in that car, but you basically try to make use of the road as much as possible, which means placing the car halfway on that grid, on that curb. Don't hesitate using the curbs, they actually do not hurt that much here around Silverstone. The upcoming section is very fluid, so you give yourself a very good entry while going here. Try to stick towards the middle of the road to here, to then pitch towards that inside curb again, so you get a maximized exit through here. While speaking, and that goes really fast, just saying go here, go there, you will see once we go quicker around that racetrack, you will see the differences between you and me. I will actually not go as quick as I could go, so you can stay in touch with me, but you will see about my driving lines where I really am. This Copse Corner is very important. You stay long on the outside because there's a stupid bump. You spun once on it already because you were too far to the inside, and you kind of wait pretty long until you go back on the accelerator. And for the final chicane, you really slow down a lot and keep towards the middle of the road, like maximum here. Try to get a good run through that apex, and it's fairly okay if you go wide here, because that actual corner from the very tight right-hander up towards that start-finish straight is basically one turn if you do it right. So talking about turn 1, turn 2, that corner is nearly flat out in this car. Really make sure to hit that curb, to hit that apex, and use every road available. Same here, don't pursue the car to go in the inside. It's okay if you run a little wide as soon as you come back towards the outside here, to then optimize your entry for 3. Once again, we're trying to optimize the entry for 4 by going a bit wide, slow down, turn the car a lot and hit the throttle hard. Also that curb, make sure to take it, at least touch it, because the more you have to turn on the wheel, the more resistance is going to be on the front wheel, which is going to harm your speed. And once again, for this turn 6, you stay a little towards the middle, slow down the car, hit the inside curb. For that right-hander, you let the car simply roll and wait until it points back to the inside, and then you hit full throttle. Well, not full, but you go out quicker and try to increase your speed fairly early. And
roll on the throttle, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. And then you're gonna come towards the exit curb automatically. So that will be no biggie. Copse Corner we already spoke about. That is just really exit, entry, apex, exit. That is all you have to care about here. Try to carry as much speed as possible. We're gonna care about that later. It will come automatically once we go here. So once again, this combination of chicanes, you always want to be one step ahead. Here you maximize the entry for the second turn. By not going too wide, you optimize the entry for the third one. and then you keep very much to the left hand side in order to optimize the entry for the final one, and that is where you make up the time. You might lose half a tenth with that line through the first 3 turns, but you gain like 2/10 on the exit because you're carrying so much speed, and because of that speed surplus you're gonna carry that advantage over the entire Hanger Straight.
And coming in there, it's still full throttle and then lift off in the second.
Yeah, you may even lift off a little bit beforehand, it depends on the balance. Once again, Copse Corner, make sure to stay on the middle right here, touch that curb late here, and try not to run too wide on the exit here. This is a bit tricky because that corner really invites you to make mistakes. The third lap we're gonna go a little quicker, so we disengage the limiter on the line, but once again we stay in the middle right here, go slow there, and then we hit the throttle and let ourselves really drift towards the outside to take all that combination with one steering angle. So we're just going a little quicker, not too quick though, but we are doing some kind of installation laps where you simply try to turn the wheel very smoothly, but as much as you need it, especially for this turn 3 and 4. That means we go hard over there, stay in the middle, slow down the car a lot, turn the wheel sharp, and then try to accelerate out the corners pretty hard in order to, accelerate out of the corners pretty hard in order to maximize our exit speed. And now we're gonna do the very same with turn 6 and 7. We're gonna roll in and wait for the apex to come, then we're here. Then we roll in a bit off the curb there, wait until the car has turned around, and then we speed up already towards the exit, like this. You really have to make sure that you're not doing so erratic inputs. You will learn that over the time. That is nothing that comes overnight. So that is Copse Corner. Really make sure to try using all the roads. That is important around Silverstone. And then we try to learn finding the right line around Meckett, Backett and Chapel. If I'm going too quick, just say something. That is sort of the line you want to have. It's kind of difficult to show really when going so slow. I might do in 1 lap in speed later on, but just for now we try to repeatedly increase the speed throughout the lap, and therefore gonna increase our lap time bit by bit. Gonna slow down, slightly touch that inside curb, stay in the middle, go hard over that one, and then we try to keep the wheel as smooth as possible or as steady as possible.
That was a 2:19.74.
If you got any particular questions, don't hesitate to ask them.
If I got some, I will. But for now, I'll just follow and see if we can just improve the driving line.
Yeah, sure. So as you can see, Ben is still about to miss the apexes a little bit, but he will sure be doing better with that then. I can already see his efforts to try and do what I told him to do, which is great. Just not going too quick. Yeah, that was better. Get in there. Yeah, now I've misled you, I'm sorry.
That was a 2:05.09.
Oops, I was too far on the inside, but your turn looked pretty good. Try to make sure to make a little bit of a wider approach into turn 4 in order to really optimize your exit, but we're gonna work on that shortly. It will come from its own. Soon you will generate a feeling for what is quick and what is not so quick.
Yeah.
And very important, you need to let the car do what it wants to do. Never try to force making the car, or never try to force the car doing something it would not really do. That sounds a little bit weird, but at some point, especially when going too quick into a corner and then overdo the steering, the car's just gonna understeer, and that is the moment when you try to force the car doing something it cannot do at the speed. So instead of killing the tires, you just let the car go wide, reduce your speed slightly, and then you're gonna catch it again.
Okay.
Also try to be as smooth and gently with your steering inputs as possible. Don't overdo it. Try to make it calm, try to make it some sort of round and soft.
That was a 2.
I'm just gonna boot back into the pits.
Yeah.
Turn down the volume from the game itself, so I can hear you a little better.
Okay. And with that being done, then I would now propose you go out again and try to go as quickly as possible, and I will stay in the pits, being stationary and watching again.
Okay.
And I will keep silent. Say again?
No, just talk to me, and if there's something to be picked up, I'll try to do it on the next round.
Okay. The first 1 or 2 laps I will just see and look and monitor if I can see or spot something, but then I will talk to you. So I'm expecting not sure how he's gonna cope with it. Right now I can see he's very focused on doing what I told him to do. Let's see if he turns the wheel enough. Turn that wheel. Make use of the wheel turn. You can do it there. Slow down a bit, and then yeah. Have you seen when you got off the throttle, the car turned even more? If you do that earlier, the car will turn earlier towards the inside of the track, and you can go on the throttle earlier again for a perfect exit speed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not too bad. You will go even further towards the curbs from time to time. Let's just try to beat your personal best of 1:50.8 if you feel like being ready for it.
I'm just figuring out for myself now where the brake points are.
Okay.
Driving a different line into the corners.
Yeah. You should, in general, brake a little earlier than you have done before.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now, taking less speed through the corners and then. That was overshot.
It's all good. And now make to turn that wheel. Turn that wheel. Yeah, sort of. If you do it the other way around, a little more turn earlier, you're gonna go quicker out of the corner.
Okay.
Slow down, slow down. It's just yeah, when I say something and you have to react on it, it's kinda too late already. Until the second of those 4 corners, this looked a lot better. So you're starting to get there. Is your force feedback pulling towards the outside?
Sorry?
Your wheel on your desk, is it pulling towards the outside or is it trying to pull the wheel into the middle?
To the outside.
Oh, that is wrong. That should be the other way around. Now I can see why you're having such steering issues. Can we pull back into the box, please? Try to go settings.
Settings.
I'm not even sure whether we can set that here. Controls.
Yeah.
And then please name me your steering rate.
Let's see. Steering range. Steering range is 540 degrees. Steering range, yeah?
No, that is the range. The range I do not care about that right now. That is a problem. What is your force feedback type? It says wheel, right?
Yeah.
The steering rate is 20. The top setting.
20%.
Okay. No, it's not. The value I'm looking for is not in here. Can you quickly? We're gonna do something very, very odd now. I have to Google it, the solution, right there, but I do know the problem. Hold on. Because we now need to go into our game file. So go to Garage.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom you say save. That saves the setup you currently got.
Yeah.
Name it whatever you like and you will find it there later.
Yeah.
And then we're leaving the server, and now I have to do a half a minute of Googling in order to get you to the point where it needs to be.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Come on. Cool. So, as I'm hearing you right now, you say some
Yes.
effects are mirrored then?
Exactly. Usually the force feedback should always pull your wheel towards the middle, which gives you a lot more feel when going through the turn. I had the feeling at the beginning of the stream, but I wasn't too sure about. But after I just saw you now trying to hit the right corners and hit the apexes, I kind of saw what the problem might just be. Hold on.
It's a TMX wheel, by the way. Maybe that will help you find something.
It's just I had that issue with a friend of mine. Steering spring. Okay, can you? I send you the path.
Open Facebook for a minute.
Yeah, that is the path. That is the path.
Ah, you're going to send it on Discord.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's Discord come to? Yeah. Yeah.
Press Control and F.
Just a sec. It's in a different folder for me, but
It should be in the player.
No. The Steam is on a different folder with me.
Okay, gotcha.
Steam apps, column, rFactor, user data, player. Player, yeah.
And then are you in that not the player JSON, it's the controller JSON?
Controller.
Yeah,
And then
then TXT should open. And then I would like.
So I need to look for that TMX my wheel.
No, you're just looking into the controller JSON.
Oh, okay. Controller. Yeah, I've got all wheels in here. I haven't got. It's all JSON file extensions.
Yeah.
But it has all different wheels in it.
Okay, but do you have a controller JSON somewhere?
Yeah, but it's a controller Rumble gamepad, Xbox One controller.
Hold on, I'll screenshot it. So that is the file name I'm looking for. You are in your players folder, right? User data player.
Yeah.
I think you're in the user data controller.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I found it. Controller JSON open.
Oh, let me actually get see into that one. Maybe it's also located in there. Yeah, it's the very same. Doesn't really make a difference, to be honest. If you're on the controller, that is fine. Player controller JSON, that is usually your main file you use anyway. So we're in the right.
So I've got it open.
Okay, so now press Control and F and search for the word steering.
Yeah, so force feedback, brake effect, steering axis, brake effect, steering axis.
We're actually looking for...
So I'm getting here to force feedback.
Yeah, exactly, that is what we're looking
Clutch
for.
effects, gearbox effects, steering effects.
Here we are. That I have marked it on blue.
Is that the one you need?
Yeah. So steering... Exactly, steering effects. What is the steering strength saying? What kind of value? Is that minus 1000?
The steering effect strength is minus 10,000.
Exactly, put that to plus, please.
So just a plus sign or just take away the minus?
Just take away the minus.
Yep.
Steering resistance coefficient, please.
Steering resistance is 0.1.
That is fine. I think quickly check with what I have showed you in the picture. I have made a screenshot. Make sure that kinda those settings up to all about resistance and spring. They should be the very same like I have it here marked in the blue. So the resistance coefficient, the saturation should be positive. The resistance type should be 0.
So that is 0.1. Spring coefficient is 0.3.
That is okay as long as it's positive.
Yeah,
it all needs to be positive. Okay, if you got that, make sure you save that. You save that file.
Yeah, it's positive. Yeah, that's positive. Yeah, the rest is all positive.
Okay, make sure then to save that file, and then we can rejoin the server.
Save. Okay. Well, let's try it again then.
Yeah, now the wheel should always try to center itself rather than pull towards the outside, which makes driving over the straights a lot more easier, and it gives you a lot better feel throughout the corners. You will see the effect straight away. I'm pretty sure about that.
Okay. While it's loading up, I'll grab another cup of coffee.
All right.
It's already here.
So maybe I should have checked on your settings beforehand, despite sometimes you do not really know what people are about or what people are kind of used to or want to have though. But that will make the driving for you a lot more consistent, I'm pretty sure about that. So when being back in the server, you go click on Garage, please. You here, by the way? Oh, I think he grabs his coffee. Whoopsie! So I'm pretty sure right now he has more chance and better opportunities to do what we've done before. I'm just going to ask for his convenience whether he wants me to drive ahead of him again or leave it. Ben, you here? I think he grabs his coffee.
That's another coffee.
Oh, there you go. Coffee junkie like me. That's good to see.
So I'm back again.
Great, you're just a coffee junkie just as me. It's great to see.
Right.
Right.
Well, what else am I going to do on a boat? Not much else to do except for wait and drink coffee.
Oh, okay, I understand you. Anyway, go back to garage, please.
Yeah.
Then you should see your setup with the which you just saved. You click on it and then click load.
Let's see, where is it? Where is it?
Got it?
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, great. So you want me to drive out with you again, or you want to go on your own?
Let's just give it a try and see if we can warm up the tyres without spinning out.
Okay. Then, good luck. I will watch you. So is that wheel this time trying to center itself?
Not really.
Not really.
It's not doing anything.
Yeah, that is. If it's not doing anything, that is great. You will only feel it in the corners, really.
Yeah. We'll see.
Oh no, it's still pulling from left to right, isn't it?
Ah, that was just me.
Okay.
It's about.
Turn in, turn in, turn in. Yeah. Looks a lot better. Just you can open the steering way beforehand. It's just alright. Just gonna do laps.
But it is pulling back to center now, so.
It is falling back to center now. That is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be a little bit unused to you for the first couple of laps, but at some point you're gonna rely on that resistance and start relying on putting your driving inputs towards it. You're already, honestly, just the first try towards that corner combination, you were so much closer to the apexes, so that is definitely a benefit. You will see it.
Okay. Bit too much speed there.
Just a bit. Right, so now I'm gonna remain silent. I hope you can put in a good lap. Good luck.
Yeah.
So, be very much interested in what he can do now. He will need to get used to this wheel trying to center itself rather than pull towards the outside. Ah. Yeah, rather don't touch that exit curb right there.
Stay off it.
Yep, turn that wheel, exactly. That is how you also can nearly close as much as like this. Turn the wheel in that turn 4 to make the car go round. Just trying to focus a bit too much towards those lines. Try to more follow where the track goes. That will help. Yeah, get in there. And turn that wheel, turn that wheel, turn that wheel. Yeah, if you turn it earlier, you make the corner so much more easy.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty good. And turn that wheel. Okay, that was a bit too much for me, but basically that was a lot better than before. Now you have to just find the middle way between those two, and then you will
just have to find the point where they're in now.
exactly, exactly. But the initial turning itself was a lot better than beforehand. Whoopsie. Would you like to watch one onboard lap, 1 or 2?
Yeah.
Because I think right now, if I can tell you a little bit about it and go quicker, you actually might be benefiting from it as you see the track from my point of view and from the point of view where you're also seeing it. So feel free to hop on board.
Yeah, figuring out how to do that.
Oh, sorry. If you're on the center screen, you see my click plus. Click the plus on the keyboard.
Yeah, gotcha.
And now you see my car, right?
Yeah.
And then you put insert until you're on that camera you usually are. I'm not sure, are you racing onboard or you T-cam?
No, on board with...
Cockpit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in my cockpit view?
Yeah.
Okay, you can click full screen on the top if you want to see the full screen.
That would be better. Yep.
Got that? Okay. So basically you go a little wider on turn 4 to then turn that wheel, hit that curb here. Oh, I forgot to press that button. I'm just trying to go really quick now so you can kind of see what kind of lines I want to propose. So now I go a little bit wide, let the car turn, and here I'm already full throttle nearly, as you can see. I don't advise doing it like this straight away because you might simply spin out from sudden wheel spin. I'm already so used to it that I automatically some sort of counter steer it. But here's important: you optimize your entry, you optimize your entry, and you're optimizing your entry again. And I just didn't optimize it enough, so I ran wide. And this goes for the entire track basically. So now is Copse Corner coming up, so I will stay to the middle and hit the apex late. Or not at all, because I'm also too quick. Now final turns. We try and stay in the middle. Take it tight on that curb. And just let the car go. You see it is one steering input and the car goes fluently around the corners. Here turn 1, it is nearly flat out. You can stay all the way to the inside here. And this turn 4 you optimize your entry. You turn that wheel and wait for the car to come around. And that is some sort of a quicker exit to a certain extent. Now turn 6 and 7. I'll try to brake myself slowly towards the inside, coming over the middle, hit that little apex, go a little wide here, and simply wait for the car to turn, to then mash the throttle, so to say. You kind of see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Copse Corner is simply all about entry, apex, exit, a little too wide. And here we are back in this combination. We optimize the entry, optimize the entry, optimize the entry, and we optimize the entry again. Not enough optimization there, to be honest, but way better than before. Let's try the same on Copse. If you are in doubt, you'd rather brake a little earlier than too late. And here you touch that curb, stay in the middle, change direction. You just try to let the car go and keep one steering angle more or less. And then you're gonna come around that racetrack pretty quick. Okay, turn 1 is not entirely flat out, to be honest. In a good setup for sure, but not in the basic one. You really turn that wheel here to optimize your exit. Keep one steering angle as well for turn 5. That is all possible to do so. And I'm not expecting you to hit it pitch perfect right there, but I'm just trying to give yourself an idea what I'm on about. So I go a little wide here again, wait until the car is turned, and then I can put it nice on the exit speed. And since you will get the video later, you can really see what it does on the lap time delta.
Mm-hmm.
So you will see the effects quite extensively. So here we are, Cops, Meckets, Beckets and Chapel. We keep optimizing from the first corner onwards up to the final turn. We always try to keep optimizing our entries for good exits. The thing is, and I will show you a better example lap at next time around, you always have to try to optimize your last exit. It's not the first exit that matters, and I can tell you, or I can show you why very soon. So I'm about to finish that lap, which would have given me a personal best, but I just fucked it up here. And I can show you why this is so important to optimize the last exit. I'm now optimizing the first exit of those hairpins. That means I go a lot quicker here, be on that exit, and now I have to slow down a lot for that turn 4 in order to make it. And I exit this corner having a good 10th, being a 10th down rather than up. And same goes for here. If I optimize too much on that one, I'm so bad for this one that I just do not carry as much speed out of the corner and lose it out on the straights.
Yeah.
Cop's corner, there's not much to sacrifice, to be honest. But now, looking for Cops in a total different direction, maximize the speed for the first two, would look like this. And then you have to slow down, and you have to wait so long, and I come out quicker out of that Cop's corner now. Well, on the timer you will then see that the surplus or the advantage keeps disappearing over the hanger straight. This is a very bad example, but that was over exaggerated. But basically, I screwed up the or I tried to optimize the first exit so much that I screwed up the other corner.
6.78.
Actually, this lap was a bad example because I was about to go quicker than beforehand. It was not planned like this. But when you will look at the initial exits, or especially when coming out towards Hanger Straight on the lap I just finished now, you will see that I had like an advantage of a 10th and a half or something, and that dropped down to only half a 10th. So I just lost a good 10th from not optimizing the exit speed on towards Hanger Straight. And I mean, if you would get the other turns beforehand really right, then you would gain a lot more speed towards Hanger Straight again. So
yeah, but I see what you mean. If you lose out on the corner before the straight, you lose all the speed. So
yeah, exactly. So Ben, if you like to go, just head out again, and I will have a final look on it. And I'm pretty sure with what you've done right now, I mean you've put in a 50.8 so far. I'm pretty sure next time when you get used to all this and focus a little on your driving lines, you should be able to get into the 48s. Not straight away, but slowly but surely you should get there. So anyway, I'm on your car, and you can go out if you want.
yeah, I just need a little bit of time to get used to different driving lines.
I know, it is not so easy, and it will probably require a lot of kind of self-practicing and work afterwards.
I can do another 500k. That's no problem.
Oh dear. Trust me though, if you keep the lap clean and do not do any big spins and mistakes, I'm pretty sure you will get into the 50s. That is sort of safe to me. Yeah, the initial idea is good. Is really good. Just try to be gentle with the throttle. Really soft roll on it, as you say. Yeah, here you can go about half a second earlier towards the throttle. But a very good turn in general. Like you didn't overshot it and you just waited for the car to turn around. It was really good. Yep, that was 3 or 4 corners considerably good. If you turn in for the last one just a little earlier, you're gonna nail that. Alright, I'm gonna remain silent, and good luck for that lap. Actually, I'm on tape delay. And turn. Oh, brilliant. No. No worries. That car combination, that track corner combination was nearly perfect. It's just some fine tuning. You will get there. Promised. If you don't spin next time, you're down to a 51, that's for sure. Very good turn 4. Yeah, you're a little too late there on the turn in. If you are more to the inside, the bump does not get you as heavily there.
But just don't spin out in there.
Yeah, well, it's easier said than done. I know it's that one is a little bit of a bitch. The rest of the lap is all about turning input and turning timing. And you are a little too late on the brakes. You will make that task for you so much easier if you're a little early on the brakes, and then you will get the right turn and done. And throttle. Yeah, just like that. A little more. You've just lost some time while being too patient right here. Oh, too bad. Never mind. Just keep going. You got one lap left in that session. Try to not spin now in that corner combination right here. Try to find a way where to not spin. Good job. Remember to brake a little earlier. You can do it.
Early in this.
Yeah, earlier in general. Just half a second earlier.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. You've just been too patient on the exit, but the initial turn was good. And throttle. Throttle, throttle, throttle. Yeah, better. Just more smooth, and then the car does not step out that violently. And now just focus on the apexes. Nearly got that one. Yeah, it is hard really. You have to some sort of settle in on that inside bump. Yeah, that is the session over at that point. I want to quickly restart it, to be honest. Restart the weekend, and I will give you another 5 or 6 tries, because I can see you go quicker and better lap by lap, and just keep going right now. I want to see a little bit more of the effort if you're still time.
I've got loads of time, no worries.
Sounds good. I'll grab myself a coffee, and you can.
No, I'll
Can you?
just start practicing a little bit
Yeah.
then.
can you simply click one? Sorry, can you hit the 1 button right now? There you go. That is a little bit more practice time then.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, sure. You can go out again. Practice is about to start in 5 seconds or something. Just don't cross the red lights if they still appear.
Yeah, I'll get a black flag again.
Yeah, now you can go.
It's fine.
So while my coffee is getting ready, I'm going to do some little analyzation. On his laps there. He turned in the other session, especially looking at his sector times, so I can draw up a little of a conclusion while he's still going. So his sector times definitely improved a lot. The quickest sector time he has done before doing a lot of adaptation was 31.920. New best sector time in sector 1 was a 30.0 a 30.253, so that is an good 1.7 second surplus. Looking for sector 2, we had a 51.440, and sadly he spun in all 3 laps in the end, but he has done some good sector 2s in between after I had a go with the new wheel settings, and he improved to a 50.353, which is a surplus of 1.1 seconds just in that sector. Looking at sector 3, I do not think the improvement has been that huge right there, but still, coming from a 33.9, he actually managed to get in a 33.1, so still a 10th. So in the conclusion, still, if we top up everything, 0.9, this is a 3.6 seconds net improvement, and I just want to give him a final chance. I mean, usually the 60-70 minutes are over yet, but I want to release him with sort of sense of joy. So I'm pretty sure he can get in as a personal best, as he's now already done a 56.9, which is quicker than everything he's done before in the other session. So going back to the live timing itself, Can have a look on his lap times live. He's really getting and doing better. I can really see that, and I hope you guys can as well. Especially his third sector has been a 33.1 straight away. Also the middle sector a 50.9, which is only 0.6 off. Only the first sector has been sort of an issue, but I will just watch and see what happens. He's really getting there. So you can really see an improvement in his driving from the very beginning of the session towards right now. As he's hitting more of the apexes, as he's try to be a lot more on the inside into first place on that corner. You're way too late on the turn in there. Try to be a lot more on the inside, and then probably the bump is not as severe.
Ah, great.
Final turn definitely looks better. Don't try to go to the outside for turn 2, just stick with the car on the inside there. You're just doing additional ways that is slow you down. Also you're making the car some sort of nervous and putting additional load into tires and everything, which is unnecessary at that point. In this case, just release the throttle for a good second or something, and then the car will turn, and then you can go harder on the throttle again. I know it's a lot of... Oops, sorry. It's a lot of trying to tell you doing stuff differently, but... that is, by that you're trying to recognize and recomprehend what you're actually doing right now.
Yeah, no worries. Tried to pick it up along the way.
Yep, exactly, that is better for turn 2. That was a good learn effect. The moment you stepped over the gas, the car actually turned around even more again. And now you just have to time it when is the right moment to do it.
Whoop, not that moment.
Would it suit you if I go again? And you watch? Or would you just like to go on racing and testing?
No, go ahead.
Right.
You?
As soon as you're on me.
I'm on you.
Okay. I'm just gonna do 2 or 3 laps again, and then make sure to also have a little look on my paddles. You can see them at the bottom.
Yeah. Bottom left.
Yeah. I'm on low traction control, by the way, and also on low ABS, just so you know. There on the inside there's surely less bumps, so try to maybe go a little slower, but more to the inside on that curb, on that final right-hander before the long straight.
Okay.
Also, your turning for turn 1 is a little too late. Try to just go as the corner goes. You can follow the black lines on the floor, so a little bit. If you got any questions, just head them out.
Yeah, how do I change my field of view? Same as you.
Field of view?
Yeah, my field of view is a lot lower than yours.
Oh dear, I do not have an American or English keyboard style. Left hand side from the enter keyboard, from the enter key, I got a star and plus and minus. That is how I change it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to do that when I'm back in the car.
Yeah. But the field of view, I think you're currently watching from an onboard rather than from the cockpit, are you?
It looks like I'm on top of the helmet now.
Yeah, press insert once again.
Yeah, that's my field of view.
Yep. So I go another 1 or 2 laps in your field of view, so you are more aware of where I'm going. And I think then you can go out and do 5, 6, 7 laps again, and then we're done. Just trying to be smooth on the steering.
13.21.
Oops, sorry. But in general, the more smooth you are, the less erratic the car will behave.
That was a 1:46.78.
So you turn in earlier and then stay in the middle for that hairpin.
Mm-hmm. And then go towards the outside again to have a good run through the second hairpin.
I think I see why I'm spinning. I'm lifting off completely in that corner. You just hold a little bit of power on. Maybe why
might
the
be,
car
yeah.
is getting out of balance with me.
44.9.
Yeah, that keeps the powertrain some sort of operated.
It doesn't lock up the rears and then spinning me out.
Also, when you go back on the accelerator, the power is not just coming suddenly, it's already some sort of there.
Yeah. Yeah, everything is already rotating, so it doesn't shift the balance of the car as much.
Yes, exactly. So I think there is a little target for you once I'm done with that lap. And target for today is gonna be just to get within 10 seconds of me, and the next time we're gonna meet up you go within 9 seconds of me. Until you have closed up to me like to perhaps 2 or 3 seconds. I think that should be a long-term goal as we're trying to spin ourselves in. I mean, something you really have to know is what you're trying to do right now is not gonna be done within one day or just learned overnight. You will learn overnight though, I'm pretty sure. When you keep practicing and at some point tonight you're gonna get frustrated, the next day you hop on,
The lap was a 1:45.00.
you will do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 laps until you warmed up, and then you will go quicker immediately. That is nearly a promise I can do to you. So, I would like you to go out again if you wish to, and do like another 5 or 6 laps, and your target lap time would be 1:54.9.
So okay, I'll give it a try.
I'm fully aware you can do it. I mean, somehow you did a 1:50.8 in your qualifying session. I do not know about track conditions or elsewhere, but
About the same. Temperatures were about the same, and it was only early morning.
have you how much fuel you had in the car?
I think it would have defaulted to qualifying setup, so there
No.
wouldn't be much fuel in there because you only had one lap.
Yeah, but
Total.
it doesn't do it by default, so you were still on a very basic setup. I do not know. Maybe you had a different railroad, and I just haven't set up the server very wrong. Because usually you should really be able to get the 50s in, but could also be a different track version.
It's more that I'm spinning that out now on every lap. I think if I string it together, it would be fine.
Okay. Anyway, I'm watching you. So despite we went a little longer
I
today.
hate coming out of this pits when the shadows are there.
Yeah, shadows can be a pain in here. So despite we went a little longer than the 70 minutes, as I said, I want to get him out with a good feeling, some sort of. And if he gets a lap together where he is not really spinning a lot and uses the knowledge he now some sort of learned. And I mean, you always could argue that the lap time is not there yet. I agree. But I think if you compare his driving right now to what it has been in the beginning of the session, it has improved already a lot. In that corner you need to get off the throttle though and wait until the car has rotated enough, and then it's nearly straightened out again. Try to remember on what I did. Yeah, all your some sort of, I don't want to call it problems, but your bad habits is getting the timing wrong. You will learn that by yourself. Just speaking of it, you missed the point to turn in the car towards the other direction again.
At least I know now, and just have to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Actually, came up quite a bit.
Alright, let's see what he's able to do.
That's too late on the brakes.
No, he's getting there. All he really needs is patience, practice, practice, and practice. Pretty sure it takes a little bit, even at, well, a 31.5, considering his turn 1, that is pretty good. So now you're learning that you can balance the car with your throttle. The more throttle you give it, the more understeer it has initially. And the more you let off the throttle, the more turning the car will be. Also a little advice for those corners, try to use as less turning on the wheel or steering as possible. Try to find the quickest, shortest way through those corners. Despite carrying around going late apexing in that perspective, if you know what I'm getting at. .55.7. I kinda will forget about the cut in the middle sector. Nah, turn the wheel. It's gonna be a long path, but he has started walking on it, so he will eventually arrive at some point, and I'm pretty sure he will improve. It just takes time. And it's getting better. I'm pretty sure that can be a 50 in the middle sector if he gets those corners right. Slow down. Turn, turn, turn. Yeah, so... yeah, you were again too far off that inside curb. So you need to turn in a little early for that right-hander. And then you're gonna be with half of the car on that curb, and then it's gonna be somewhat okay.
Okay.
Keep your head down there. I know it's frustrating right now, but you will learn from it. Just thinking about whether he has input lag. This is the best first sector I ever seen from him. Surely a 30 point something, if not a 29, 30.6. Okay, I lied, he was quicker at some point, but just visually has been really, really good. Brilliant. And turn to later. Just let him go, and could still be quicker in general. And I think he could beat that target I just gave him. I'm just thinking about, does he have input lag? His input looks so delayed, I'm not really sure whether this is natural or being just off because the monitor is showing it wrong. Oh, so close, 55.6. It's getting quicker though. Especially getting more consistent as well. Ben, just a quick question.
Yeah.
When you turn your wheel, does the wheel on your monitor turn very synchronized, or does it turn a little bit delayed?
Decent, but it's not too much of a delay.
Okay, you could still get entirely rid of it if you put. I think you have VSync turned on right now in the graphic settings.
I don't think so, but
I'm just not sure if you see it right here. You probably would need to leave the game if you put on off VSync. Then you definitely get rid of all the input lag, because what I do see is you're delayed for some turns, and that looks not very natural as we're speaking of, forgetting about to turn and then suddenly turning. You seem to turn on purpose, but just be too late because the car is actually at a very different point. Well, speaking about input lag, that is the lag that extends. Visually, while you're still turning to the left, because you think the car needs to still turn to the left, and the moment you steer to the right, the car just keeps turning a little bit longer to the left, like just a tenth or so. But that gives you so much inaccuracy that you will miss the next apex. And that is why it's super important.
It actually could be, because I'm now looking at my graphics card, so my fans are actually not spinning, so probably VSync is on.
Okay, I would advise to put VSync off and limit the FPS if you want. Other than that, just leave the FPS open, because despite being on 60 Hz, higher FPS always is a benefit.
Well, I'm fine with having it full blown on. That doesn't bother me. But
Yeah, but
I usually, with me, it's off anyway. I don't know why it's on now.
Try to put it, if you want, just go out, put it off, come back in, and put in the laps again, and I'm surely you're going to get a 54. I want to see a 54. I'm not letting you go without a 54.
Okay, refresh rate, VR English.
That is usually if you go into the launcher, then you see it.
Yeah, but sync, non-sync, and refresh rate is set to 60 Hz.
Yeah, that is right.
So the rest is all set to high. Sync.
Yeah, that doesn't really matter. What is really important is that the FFXA is off, and the VSync is turned off as well. And that will give you.
FFXA is off. The anti-aliasing is scaled to level 5, but
Yeah.
the video card should be able to handle that. And the rest is set to ultra, but
that doesn't really bother right now. Really, it's the VSync that is giving you that slight little delay, and when trying to do precise turns, that is what hurts the most.
You know what it could be? I'm currently running on a TV instead of my old monitor because my monitor broke.
Oh.
So I switched it out for the TV, and there could be quite a big lag in that one.
Yeah, I agree. That could well be it. But if you take off VSync, that should just make it a little bit better. Let us just try it.
Just a sec, because I know there is a setting on that TV, and I don't know if it's on at the moment, because that should reduce lag as well.
Try to
there's
check
a
that.
video mode on there.
Yeah.
That could be set to game mode, and then it should reduce the input lag. But so there it is. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see if that helps a bit.
Yeah, because no offense, your turning doesn't look like naturally being too late on it. You're just like being too late because you do not have any other opportunity.
No visual input to react on.
So to say, yeah.
No, capital letters.
So that is very interesting. I mean, I would not be surprised if the lag is somewhat gone now that he improves his lines. Because when you see it, you might agree that his lines just look...
It's actually quite funny that it doesn't allow more than 60 FPS to go.
Oh, it does. It does. Once the VSync is turned off, it allows more than 60 FPS. The 60 Hertz refresh thing, I do not really know what it is for. Maybe it's in combination with the VSync, but the VSync is actually there in order to synchronize two kind of displays. Like I have VSync sometimes.
Yeah, I know VSync and G-Sync, and
yeah, exactly.
I'm looking to getting a G-Sync monitor again, but they're quite expensive at the moment, so I was hoping that they would go down in price with Black Friday coming.
Agreed, agreed.
There we go. It still sticks at 70 FPS, while my video card should be doing well over 100.
Yeah, yeah, but remember that Silverstone circuit is quite hard on the GPU and the graphics. That could well be it.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah, but then it's still strange that it switched off my fans, because my fans stop spinning only if it's underutilized.
Oh, okay. Do you have damage on the car?
So it doesn't fully utilize my video card.
Oh, that is weird. We need to look into that later, maybe. Does your car have damage?
I'll have a look around and see what it is, because I know, well, for a fact, I know I do in project cars, and I said the course is running 160 to 170 FPS.
Hmm. Yeah, you may have a look into that one. Does your car have damage?
Huh?
Does your car has damage?
Yeah, I know. It's at the moment I'm getting kicked out of the game.
No, I mean if your car has damage because you touched the wall in the pits.
Ah, go back to the pits then. Try that again. That's what happens when you talk and drive at the same time.
Sometimes. I gotta be well interested, but on the first hindsight, his braking was that exactly that half a second earlier than I would needed him to have it. Off the throttle, off the throttle. Yeah, just do that a second early and you're gonna be pitch perfect out of the corners. So now I'm waiting full of suspense.
A little bit too late.
That was natural though. Yeah, you're too late on the last one. You need to be earlier then, more towards the inside. You really have to be on the inside on that one. Also make use of the entire track here. Don't approach it from the middle onwards already. Try to stay on the outside and then stay in the middle between the left and the right hander.
Yeah.
Aha! Look at that. Surely input lag was involved. There is no other way around it.
Oops.
Off the throttle. On the throttle. You're slowly getting there. It's just a course of learning right now. Try to find the most straight way through those S's now. That will help you the most. Yeah, good one. Too late again. It's just you're just that quarter second too late from left to right between corner 3 and 4. But you get in there.
At least it didn't spin out.
True.
So I do it somewhere else.
Well, shit happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, apparently.
Alright. Next lap
Get
is
one
yours.
decent lap in after this one, and then I'll give it a try tomorrow again.
Exactly. Good luck for it. Come on, Ben, I know you can do it. Just trying to keep it smooth. Yeah, that looks better. Turn, 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 turn. Turn. Yep. That looks better. I just need to get a little bit more rounded, more softening. Still, it's a 30.9. Is a sort of okay lap time. In sector 1. Now let's see how he handles 180. Keep turning the wheel, keep turning the wheel. I try to stay silent, but I can't. If I see something now, I have to speak up. Okay, happily it didn't delete the lap time. Yeah, great, exactly. So 50.5 in the middle sector, that is just 0.2 off his personal best. We're not that far away from a 54, to be honest. He gets the final turn considerably okay. Oh, that is probably just too slow. 54. Ah, 55.2. Still a personal best. Oh, good turn 1. Good turn 2. Now he's getting at it. Turn that wheel. Great, Ben. Okay, gonna remain silent. Just at least trying it. Surely a 30 point something in the first sector. 13.5. Don't overbrake.
Oh,
If you would just
I know what's wrong.
you forget the brake bias and
Yeah,
the brake
load up the
pause.
setup.
Yeah, okay. Well, still you put in the 55.2, which is personal best. Also, make sure when you go into that turn 6, which is the left-hander after the first sector, after the bridge, You can
Yeah.
go in a little faster and just simply let the car roll if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Right now
Okay.
you're pretty slow in the beginning of the turn already, and then you have like static pace through it. You can still go a little quicker there and slow down until the apex, and then you speed up again if you feel like it. Other than that, just that is good stuff. You're definitely improving. I can, like the first sector you just did right now, apart from that turn 4 where you had a little of an issue, that would have surely got you into the 29s if the turn 4 was right. So that is definitely improvement.
Try it one more time with the setup we had, and then we'll call it quits because I'm getting tired as well.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can understand that.
Brake a little bit late.
And now I know why you didn't miss the braking points, because there was more braking performance.
Yeah.
just
I was feeling it in the pedal.
Yeah, I can
But I
understand that.
couldn't figure out why. I now figured it out.
Yeah, that is definitely better. Now off the throttle, and now on the throttle. You can already go here. And try to simply let the car go. Don't cut the corners in that perspective. Just let the car go with the power and keep it steady. Like you're doing it here as well. And turn right, turn right. Too late. I was that split second too late again, you know?
Yeah. I felt that you saw me steer into it.
Yeah. Make sure to just brake early enough now, since you have less brake
just a
performance.
little tap on the brake there. Brake all the way through before we steer in.
Yep. Stay in the second gear there, in that corner.
Aye, come on.
And I just thought about telling him to go full throttle through turn 1 now. He's a smart boy. Low 31 in sector 1. Okay, a high 31. That was a better turn. Too early. Yeah. Yeah. Better. Keep doing that. Very good, at least you avoided the bumps. Whoa, 49.3, that is a second quicker than his personal best in sector 2. Sadly, once again, we would not have been that far away from a 54. Yeah, you're always too late on that turn. Try to just brake half a second earlier there.
Yeah.
Good luck for the next lap, man. You get it. 55.2. Whoa!
That was at least full throttle through that.
That was surprising.
Missed the apex, but still.
All fine. Now you surprised myself pretty hard. That is gonna be a purple sector 1 for you. Personally. Actually true. 30 thousandths quicker than what he ever done. Be patient, and throttle. Yeah, he's getting at it. Slowly but surely. If he gets that lap together, it's surely gonna be in the 54s. No big errors, he's surely gonna be in the 54s. Maybe even 53s. He's really on it now. Slow.
Whoa, that was a little bit too...
Yeah, you wanted it too damn much now. Not sure if I should let that count. Or it's gonna be a 54 like that.
A little bit earlier.
No, that was good. That was great.
Oh no, that's what I meant. That's a little bit earlier.
Ah, yeah, exactly. Wow, look at that. 52.4. We kind of forget about the cut in sector 2. Just keep it smooth, don't overdrive it. Good stuff. Focus on your lines, focus on your smoothness, and you will go even quicker. Here's purple, sector 1, by another 20 thousandths. So he's getting at it. Now he finally is... And throttle. A bit too impatient, but it's getting about it. Finally I can get excited.
Was that versus slightly quicker last time?
Yeah, he also sees it on the delta. Oh, keep it. Oh, be patient, be patient. Yeah, not too bad. Still quickest middle sector. He's going to smash his lap time. Just get it together, man. You will get there. Very good. Turn right and be patient. A little bit more soft input would help. Nonetheless, getting across the line. 52.2. Another improvement.
Well, we're in the 152s without a cut.
Yeah. That was your personal best. And you could really see the improvements coming. Those last 2 laps have been really brilliant. You're now about to sort of be flat out for turn 1. That saves you surely half a second, if not more.
Yeah.
So your next task is to just keep on doing like this, and just work on the lines, work on the smoothness. You also get a better feel for this turn 8, the endless right-hander before the old start-finish straight. You are starting to get a feel for the timing, when to lift off the throttle, when to get on the throttle. It was really good. And you will see in the report or in the recording of this session how I sit there and say throttle, and then if you... I'm pretty sure as soon as you rewatch it, you will be able then to say, oh yeah, he's right. The moment that he says throttle, I can go give it a little bit of gas and go quicker out the corner. Surely, if you're going to practice the way you do, you've now improved to 3-4 seconds just from your driving. Your lap times improve just because of getting the lines even more right. So
and I was finding consistency.
exactly. And you know, you've really done that transmission from getting a single corner right, getting a second corner right, into now starting to get the combinations of corners some sort of right. You know, getting a sense of how much speed the car can carry, in which circumstances it can carry more speed while decelerating. So you get in sense for that, and this is a good effort. I'm very unhappy about one fact. You did a 150.8 in qualifying, and I'm so unsure why I cannot replicate it right here. Because with the new driving...
Because I was driving very differently there. I was taking the corners quite differently as well. So it's now... While I was plowing through that middle sector, and actually it got through that more drifting than driving the car. I think that's where it was quicker now, and now I'm a bit insecure because I keep spinning out in that last right-hander.
Yes.
So I'm off to troll quite a bit more there. Yeah, the other parts I don't know. That's probably more luck.
Well, just do me one favor. Keep that setup saved and go back testing offline like you did the other days before, and then tell me about your oh, I can't get that English word right now. Your progress. Tell me about your progress. I'm pretty sure once you get dialed in, once you get things done, once you get the rhythm down, 49s, 48s, surely in the same condition as you were running than in the other or in your other session. Of course, you're now driving the car a lot more differently. But remember, what you've learned today is you might be just a second slower or two right now per lap. But in a race that goes longer than 5 laps, you're actually going to finish without a pit stop, whereas beforehand you probably would have had to do a pit stop for new tires or something.
I know for sure because after 5 laps my tires were gone.
So the next time you do those 5 laps, I mean, you've already, let me see. Yeah, you've done 5 laps in a row, basically. 6 laps in a row. Right there at the end. So, I mean, I do not know what to say, and you still had tires left, so that is definitely an improvement towards the right direction, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. So, on a conclusion, I hope you could take something out of this right today. As I'm also, I've noted a lot of stuff down, and I need to get it in some sort of order, and we will have a talk about that again. What I have seen, what were your improvements basically? What are still your issues? What is the area you should still work on yourself? And then I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a good time improving yourself.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point. I'm trying to get more consistent and well, basically the idea is that we'll be able to race like online and getting in there a little bit, and then go from there.
What you do right now is really good, and you know, the perfect approach would be to keep on working on your own for a moment now. Well, not now today, but next few days. Keep improving that. Your lap times will come down, and at some point you're gonna know the rhythm of the track, and then you can put AI on it, or you can do another session with friends. Sometimes having cars driven by humans is a little bit more effective rather than aggressive AI. And then you can learn about the side-by-side driving, the battling, leaving each other space, letting each other live, stuff like that. And yeah, from then on, you will improve and keep improving, and at some point you're gonna be up there.
Exactly. No, I'm looking forward to it. It's quite a change of pace going to this from Need for Speed.
I can understand that. It is a bit of a challenge. The first few turns and laps, I kind of saw you still having that controller in your hand, running around the corners and rFactor 2. I'm like, okay, that's gonna be a bit of a work. I went into the session with a different mindset. Just as you said, you did a 150.8, and like so 10 to 15 minutes into the session, I was like, how am I gonna sell the fact we're not gonna make a 50.8 today? But I'm really happy. I'm really glad. Like a 52.2 in the end. You blew my mind by going flat out through turn 1 at some point, and I would have expected you to get into a 54, maybe even a 53, but a 52 was a very positive surprise. So keep working on that, mate, and you will get up there.
Well, we'll get there. Well, I'm actually happy now. I can see that I'm doing the racing lines a bit better and a little less of just throwing the car around.
Yeah, very true. Very true that is. I'm back in a split second, right? I'm just gonna finish that
No
here.
worries.
Okay, great. So, guys, and obviously Ben, I do know you have rewatched this now, and I would be happy for your feedback. This is whether it's gonna be spectators from the Patreon group, whether it's gonna be anyone from the channel in the end, and of course Ben, if you like to have criticism, if you like to have and some sort of recapturing what has happened, what I could do better, what I could do different, feel free to come across. I'm always open for talks. Other than that, guys, thank you. Hope you enjoyed it, and Ben, I hope it was a big benefit for you.